Hey Cancer, welcome to Pure Tarot. I'm doing your 2022 yearly predictions tonight. We're going to do one card per month, all upright. And I'll be using clarifiers, both upright and reversed, just to get more info. So let me get set up. It's quite a lot of cards, and we'll be here for a while. Brace yourself. But it is the whole year, right? So not an easy feat, and there's definitely a lot to be said. So let me just keep quiet just a little while. Okay. January, the Ten of Pentacles. February, the World. Wow. March, Wheel of Fortune. April, Seven of Swords. May, the Ace of Cups. June, the Three of Wands. July, the Seven of Cups. August is the Six of Swords. September is Judgment. October is the Hermit. November is the Strength. And December is the Four of Wands. Beautiful. Let me get some clarifiers. So, I mean, you're having quite a start to this year. Just wanted to come out. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse on the Ten of Pentacles. That's interesting. I was saying you're having a huge beginning of the year. And by huge, I mean significant, right? So Cancer, you know, you're well known for being quite good with money, with making money as well, not just managing money, but making money. You're extremely creative, and usually your creative ideas are lucrative. You have this knack for finances. You're very good with investments. That's what I heard, and that's why the Ten of Pentacles here is so solid. You might already have accumulated quite a lot of wealth. I said health, but it was wealth. So it's interesting. You might also have accumulated a lot of health. Or you have a healthy fortune, a healthy bank account. Or you're definitely solid. You might even have had money come through your family line. You might have inherited. You might be inheriting. That's really interesting. The World is here as well, so there might have been an ending, if you know what I'm saying. But it comes afterwards, so I don't want to necessarily imply that, but it did cross my mind. Enough said. The Ace of Pentacles here in reverse on that Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. It's like you're refusing. You're turning down an offer, like a business offer. And in February, you're considering many offers. Like it's like you have many offers on the table. they're all, I can see the contracts. I see different quotes. I see like people proposing projects. I see you looking, and I literally saw all of these pentacles as, you know, a little bit like I have these cards here on the table, like literally like proposals, you know, like small binders of, you know, like a 10-20 page proposal. That's what I have in my that's what I see, because it's an image. It's really interesting. I see these offers are coming from all over the world. You might be in the import-export business. It has to do with movement of merchandise. You're moving products. You might be in logistics as well, in transport, in the transport industry, transportation industry. You're considering all of these offers. You're very picky, you know. You did turn down a good offer. I think you knew that it had potential. You didn't take it. It's not where you wanted to invest your money. That's what if you know, those cards are saying you didn't want to invest here, and then you're looking to open yourself to the world. So those proposals that I saw, like these different proposals, could be even 7 proposals, that many. They're from all over the world, like I said, and if you choose any of those, they're opening your horizons, because they're not local to you. So it's going to change something in how you interact and with whom, and, you know, and also it's really the key word here is the opening up. And that, I think, is really something that interests you deeply, because you know that there's more money to be made on a bigger venture than maybe this was a good proposal, but a good offer, but it wasn't, it didn't have the breadth of that the other ones have. It doesn't have that expansion that you're looking for. Because I think you're seeing, you know, with the 10 of Pentacles, you're also seeing far in the future. So you're wanting this to be a very long-term investment. That's another thing. So March, you have the Wheel of Fortune with the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you're moving ahead full steam here. And yet, you have reservations here with the Queen of Wands. You're being cautious. You're sensing that things are moving forward because you want them to. But I think you're being very cautious, especially if it means that you're investing your money. And especially if it means that you're investing them with, you know, when it's not local to you anymore, then you don't necessarily know all the rules and regulations, and you don't necessarily know the customs. You don't necessarily know the people you'll be working with, because, you know, they're foreign. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, you know what I'm saying? There's no negative connotation to that word that I just used. I just mean foreign in terms of they're not familiar to you. So you're being a little bit cautious. And then in April, you have the 7 of Swords, and I think it's a good thing you're cautious, because So you're right to be cautious because this energy here cannot be trusted. And you're getting the Eight of Wands in reverse. So the universe here is telling you that this is not a good plan. This is not a good place for you. I'm going to come back to that because I don't know if it implies that you've chosen an option here that you were contemplating. And I don't know if you've had a change of mind, right? If you know, by being cautious here and knowing that this was going to be major, you know, if it's a Wheel of Fortune, you know that it's going to change your whole world around, right? It's literally, and it's your whole world because it's the world right here. So, I mean, it's literally, I think it would have been a lot of money as well, right? So that's really, it could also be a move. You could be immigrating. So it's really something to be cautious about. And then here in April, you're getting confirmation that at least one of these proposals that you were contemplating, something here is being shown to you as a warning not to go with it. It's not good for you. Don't go forward. Don't go towards it. And especially don't go towards it too fast, you know, like definitely hold back. Or it could simply be, you know, you need to block out this thief in your environment. You're not well surrounded here. You're with people that you cannot trust. So the universe here is telling you to block them out. That's really strange. Let me go on because hopefully it's not the whole month like that, but it's the highlight of the month of April. May is the Ace of Cups with the Two of Swords in reverse. So you're making a choice in love. Or you're choosing yourself ultimately. You're choosing your own happiness. Maybe that's more what it is because of this person here that you cannot trust. You know, that you're excluding out of your life. It's like another way of saying you've chosen yourself, right? You've decided to invest in yourself. Interesting. It's all about investments tonight. Cancers. And then in June, you have the Three of Wands and the Four of Cups in reverse. Huge manifestation energy here, in the sense that you're... I get the same energy of you wanting, again, and contemplating options. Even if it's in reverse, and usually, you know, I mean, this way is you're really ignoring one particular offer and looking at these and not seeing this one. But there's like an interplay here with this offer here at the beginning that you were turning down, and then the other offers that you were contemplating, and it's exactly what's happening here. I mean, I know the card came in reverse, but I mean, look how literal this is. You know, let me show you closer. It's the same story, and it's really interesting because it's in reverse. It's like telling me that you know, you've chosen an option, because if it, you know, you've chosen a particular person between two, you know, it's either in love, but like I use the words, you've chosen yourself. So And yet, with Three of Wands here, it almost feels like it's not really there yet. It hasn't really touched you yet. I can't really explain that better than saying that, you know, look at this character here. He's not touching any of the cups. You know what I mean? He's certainly not grabbing that one. Something about not having it in your in reach. It's not yet totally in reach. It's close, but it's not yet in reach. It's really interesting because you know, there's cups here, so it's shifting into maybe love, but it could still be business. And then more cups here. Seven of Cups with the Ten of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups with the Ten of Cups in reverse. You know, more emotions, more but you know, this is, it's interesting because you know, we're moving into the summer months and you're a summer sign, right? So it's like you ignite, you know, and your deepest core values of, you know, loving love, right? And wanting to be in your emotions and your feels is absolutely like it's coming out, you know. It's like a huge resurfacing of those feelings, feelings of self-love, feelings of content. There's also, like, I'm sensing a deep trust in life. That's really a beautiful energy to be in, Cancer. It's a really powerful energy. And look at this, you know, more options here. And again, you're not saying yes to any of these options. The theme is, it keeps repeating. This one, I'm sorry, this was June, and July is the same thing, you know, like you've got options galore. And you're not grasping any. And you didn't at the beginning of the year either. So I don't know if it's this Queen of Wands in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune. It's almost like you're waiting for the one that's going to feel like your destiny. Like, oh, and I have the calling here, the judgment. It's a bit further down the line, but that's what it is. You're waiting for that. How can I express this to you? You're gonna know the right option for you, whether it's in love and business. It could be really both. I did a little Zaria message the other night, and I think it was your message that it said that, you know, you're receiving both career and love. And this is what I'm seeing here. Literally, it's career and love. That's really interesting. But I'm telling you, you're being finicky. But it's okay. It's okay to be... because I think it's really interesting. It has to do with this energy in April that was so negative. It's really... maybe you've been conned. Maybe you've been had... Maybe you've had this is a slimy individual here. This is, yeah, it's not a good energy here. So you've avoided it. You yourself have avoided it. So I think you were right to be cautious, and it's only proving you right. It's only proving you that you are correct to stay focused on your feels, your intuition about, you know, what's going to be the right offer, which one is destined for me, which one feels like a calling. You see, really interesting again. I want to show you. These cards are crazy. In February, you have the World. And right under it, in August, you have the Six of Swords. So, I mean, again, the movements, the traveling. I'm going to get the clarifiers for the other months. You know what I mean? Like, here you had, here you have the Wands. I hadn't showed you yet. It's just because I see them. I'm sorry. You know, they're in front of me. I tend to forget that I haven't showed you. Just want to show you June and December. You have 3 of Wands and 4 of Wands here. So there's something about, you know, what you were longing for that's becoming a bit more like what was out of reach or what you weren't willing to touch. Here you're actually, the number 4, like the 4 of Wands makes it very tangible here. It's very definite. It feels definite. Anyways, it's interesting. I'm wondering if you're physically traveling, it could be moving. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're waiting to move somewhere. Like I said, to another country. It feels far. It feels really, really far. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles on the 6 of Swords. So very slow. It's a slow process. No kidding. It's so slow because, I mean, you keep contemplating and not choosing or not going forward necessarily. And yet you have this energy of wanting to choose, of wanting to, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is wanting to move ahead, but you're being cautious. Here you're also being a little bit, what's the right word for this? It's, hold on, I need the right word on this one. There's something that wants to come through. It's interesting that I said I needed the right word because, you know, the moon is your ruler, right? And the moon points to your needs, your basic needs. That's really interesting to me. Because your needs are not being met. That's why you're, you know, as much as you were waiting for something destined and that feels destined, fated, that feels like a calling. It has to fulfill your basic needs. That's beautiful. I hadn't gotten that the first time around. And, you know, out of all the choices here in July, again, the same idea now. It's making sense. It's you won't settle for anything less than pure bliss. So unless it's the package deal, you know, the what do you say, the full package, whatever you call it there, meaning you know, it's someone that, you know, is well-rounded. Oh, these eerie cards are coming out. I'm going to show you. Let me just get the last 2 clarifiers. That way I can get that shuffling out of the way. And I get 3 cards. That's interesting. And they came out horizontally. So let me turn them this way. Randomly. Okay. So you're taking your time to make your moves. You see, on this relationship that you want, or this move, or this business endeavor, because it's one of those three. And as I'm saying this, I'm thinking maybe it involves all three. And that's why you just won't jump in. I really have to, I'm wanting to do this. Don't ask me why. I want to, it felt like I wanted to push away this energy for you. And I have something in my throat, like dry throat. It's funny. It's really funny, like a scratchy throat. You know what I mean? Where was I going with this? The Three of Swords in reverse. You've been heartbroken, so you obviously, the caution is also about protecting your heart. You know, you have a lot of love to give. So you want to make sure you choose properly. Just gone really quiet. It's funny. My energy just not dropped, but I'm feeling quiet suddenly. October, the Hermit with the Ten of Swords. It's these 2 months are strange. Look at that. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Yes, you can. This axis is funny. Remember, I told you there's an axis here with the 2 traveling cards. There's an axis here with the wands, the 3 into the 4. And then there's this axis here of betrayal. I really don't like this axis. You know, look out for someone who's very introverted, who doesn't speak their mind. They don't say, you know, it doesn't, you know, they obviously can be a liar, but they also withhold information. So that's a way of lying, right? So you really need to to know that. Maybe that's why I went quiet and I said my throat, I couldn't speak anymore because of this person doesn't speak. This person always hides, you know. 7 of Swords. I'm sorry, I want to keep the cards away from the rest. It's really strange. The 7 of Swords is hiding, and the Sword is the Hermit. He can be, you know, he goes into exile, isolation, or even, you know, that creature in the sea that is in French. The name of that creature is it's a mollusk, and it's called in French Bernard l'Ermite. So it has l'ermite, the same word, and the creature is as soon as it's scared, it goes back into its shell, right? It's one of those crawlers, like with the shell, right? So it's interesting. I said the word crawler, and this is exactly what it feels like. This person is a crawler, and I said slime before. This is so awkward. It's awkward because look how it breaks apart the flow of the year, and it reoccurs, like, you know, just visually you can see it's on the 4th month, and then it's on the 4th month of the second half of the year as well here. So it feels like a repetition. and it feels like it clogs at the same, you know, it's, I use the word clog, but it's also like it falls off at the same place. And I use the words 4 months in. So maybe it's at the 4-month mark that you fully uncover like the characteristics of either one person or two different people at two different moments in time, you know. What an interesting energy, like what a strange sort of reoccurrence, right? I mean, the saving grace is really how much you know yourself. You know yourself very well, and I think it's you're equipped to you're well equipped. That's how it's coming through, because you have discernment here with the 7 of Pentacles. You're well established, right? So you've it's not your first rodeo. You've seen a lot of things. You have experience. I don't know. I'm gonna put them back, but I really don't like these sets of cards. November, December. November is the strength. Another, you know, I said you have so much self-love and you know yourself, know thyself, right? You know yourself so well that it's giving you, it is your strength. In November, you're feeling strong because it's really interesting. It's the same energy again. It's like after encountering this obstacle, let's call it that way. In both cases, you're feeling quite it doesn't affect you. It doesn't phase you. It doesn't impact you. Is the right way to say this. If anything, maybe it's actually boosting you, boosting your confidence, your self-esteem. And then the 4 of Wands, you know, you're stable, you're sturdy, your home is maybe that's what it is in terms of this whole project, at least in terms of the investment and the moving locations, and maybe it has to do with a house on here with the 4 of Wands. Was it? I think it's Taurus's reading. I saw a house for them as well. Clarifying, you have the Knight of Swords, the Moon in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. Another offer. This time you have the impetus to take it on. Your card here in reverse, which is, in my eyes, good. Like, to me, it feels good. because it's telling me you're not fearful anymore to grab the offer that's being proposed, and you're making the right choice. It's like all of these tribulations just to get to the end of the year, where it's like you get to the finish line, right? You get to the, and you also sort of I mean, it's almost like he's grabbing his medal, right? He just won the race, and he gets his gold medal. So it feels like you get your wish granted, you know, or you finally find that thing or that place or that person or all of the above, all combined, right? And once it comes in fast. Although remember, you always have this energy. You've been having this energy of holding back all along, you know, like, and it's interesting because I just showed you the Queen of Wands in reverse, and that's a Leo card, you know, and obviously the Strength as well. So maybe you're interacting with a Leo, or maybe you have Leo, you know, Cancer, Leos, most Cancers have Leo placements sometimes because the two signs are so close together. You know, you could have Mercury in Leo, you can have the Moon in Leo, Venus. I'm gonna pull one card, maybe one in the middle here. I just would like to, I don't want to necessarily dwell too much on this bad juju, but I want to have an idea if I sense it's a person, or one person and then another, right? Like maybe you went on a first date, like, meaning you're trying to date, right, or something, and then so you start something with someone, and then, oh no, it's not this one, and then you start again, and oh no, it's not this one. But here it's interesting because it feels like an outcome. The outcome is this whole thing is I think that this loop is coming to an end because you're crossing that line where the finish line, so it ends. The repetition, the reoccurrence I was describing is finishing, ending, but ending on a good note, right? Ending on, you take the offer, you so let me just get a card. You see, that's a sign. No card wants to come out to clarify the guk. So it's telling me to stop. So I don't need to draw a card for that. You'll experience it. You're protected, I'm telling you, because you're not falling. I mean, the cards are telling me that each time you know how to identify what you don't want. Out of every time that you're faced with all these options, you always have been turning down the option that did not, you know, you have, in 4 instances, you have clearly, the cards are showing you know to say no. So that's incredible. It takes really one, like, you, I hate when I stumble like that, but I'm looking for my words. It really, that particular quality of, you know, being able to make the right choice. It comes from knowing yourself. It comes from knowing what you desire. It comes from listening to your intuition. It comes from being courageous. I mean, in that sense, it's like, it doesn't necessarily even feel like divine protection, although you have it here with the wheel, you know, like the wheel is taking you where you need to go. But it's really beautiful that in your case, the cards are really wanting you to, they want you to know that first and foremost, it's like you're protecting yourself. I don't know how to, it's like you're your own best friend. You're your own best, angel. You know what I mean? It's funny. Being your own angel here, like I said that you were waiting for that particular feeling of being called. It's funny. There's something else that wants to come through. It has to do with how intuitive you are. When you open yourself up to that intuition, your judgment becomes razor sharp. And that's why you're so well equipped, you know. That's why it's almost like you never choose wrongly. You always see the pitfalls. You always see them. Literally. Incredible. Anyways, I'll leave it there for you. Most interesting months, definitely the end of the year, right? November, December. Definitely. In terms of reaping your rewards as well, right? So seeing more of something coming to completion versus, you know, these two moments where you're attempting and then, okay, it's not the right choice. You start over, but you're quite patient in that sense. You know, you've got the patience. Loads of patience. Anyways, good evening. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Thank you. Have a great 2022.